Known for its greatness and influence, it has been very essential in the support of the American culture over the many years it has operated. It has now come to a time when we are about to bid goodbye to Disney. Disney's performance as of late has been in a sorry state. We are witnessing many of its store locations being forced to shut down, the mass layoffs and the great losses it's experiencing now becoming like a routine. CEO Bob Iger is now warning us about the major challenges for 2023, and millions of fans will be forced to be devastated as they witness their favorite local Disney stores shut down in the coming months. So what is making Disney close its stores? What are they doing to help it survive this tough period? Join us today as we dive deep into this ongoing crisis in Disney and try to gauge its direction in the market. Disney started its operations in the United States by opening its stores in the late 1980s and 90s. During this time, Disney gained fame and lots of its fans were completely thrilled by the fact that they would have access to Disney accessories and action figures without having to go on a trip all the way down to its famous park in Orlando to be able to celebrate their favorite movie characters. It was at this time when prices were very affordable and the company's products were quite popular among Americans, both young and old. Disney's success was so great that it expanded its operations to overseas markets, and even at one point, there were over 1,000 Disney stores worldwide, like the Disney park themselves. These stores originated in California, with the first store opening in the Glendale Galleria on March 28, 1987. Apart from the many fans it had, its popularity stemmed out of the fact that this was no mere storefront. This was no mere storefront with a handful of Disney goods and products inside. Rather, the Disney Store revolutionized a whole new field of retail attainment by creating an experience for shoppers that went beyond the tangible goods being sold. Its television magical tales and enchanting characters held a much cultural significance for the American middle class for many decades. It has captured the hearts and imagination of many people, thereby becoming an integral part of American popular culture. Its influence was more than entertainment, and thus shaping the cultural fabric of the middle-class Americans in various ways. 1. Disney provides a source of shared experience and nostalgia for families, from classic animated films like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs to the modern blockbusters like Frozen. Its movies have become a bonding agent, creating lasting memories for both parents and children. For the middle-class families, a trip to Disney represents a dream come true, symbolizing the attainment of a certain level of financial stability and success. Secondly, the merchandise and consumer products have also permitted the American middle-class culture, from clothing and toys to home decor and accessories. Disney's characters have become very important in middle-class households. Talk of the iconic ones like Mickey Mouse and superhero figures have become symbols for childhood and innocence, while also serving as markers for social identity and belonging within the middle-class community until many families gradually lost the purchasing power they once had. Now, where did the reins start to beat Disney? Its empire started to fall apart in the recent days, and the few stores it has currently remained with are almost shutting down. There are also more shadows of their former selves locking the unique features that define the franchise at its peak, and largely today serving as an outlet for parks and online merchandise that failed to sell. As of today, this entertainment and media enterprise has around 22 stores in the United States. To this point, what could possibly have happened to cause the ongoing shutdowns of its stores at malls across America? While the answer may not show clarity now, there is one thing about Disney that is absolutely clear. The company has fallen victim to what made it so successful in the first place. You see, all the care and the management that was put in during its creation made many of its locations become quite expensive. For the remaining 22 stores, prices are kicking up faster than expected. According to the reports by the Business Insider article, an analysis run for the outlet by travel firm Touring Plans revealed that food and souvenir prices at Disneyland parks have jumped by as much as 33% since last summer. This is so high that even the inflation rate itself, according to a comparison report made by the Bureau of Labor and Statistics earlier this month, it stated that the country's consumer price index stood at 5%. Meaning that Disney prices outpaced inflation in the US. Just to pick out some examples, Pineapple's flavored Dole Whip, which cost $5.99 last summer, but now retails for $7 at some locations. Another one is a Mickey Mouse's headbands, which will cost $40 this summer compared to $29.99 last year. Not only are the prices for food and Disney products affected by the rise, but also the hotel prices too. An example being 3 Walt Disney Resort. For instance, the cheapest per-night room rate at the Pop Century Hotel in Disney World Orlando was $95 in 2013, but rose to $170 this year. A decade ago, the standard room rate at the Animal Kingdom Lodge was $486, compared to $800 today. The tickets were also not left behind in this mess. In fact, over the past 12 months, the company increased ticket prices twice. As I am talking, there are millions of middle-class families who can't afford to take their children to Disney parks, hotels, stores, and restaurants anymore. And now, some of the company's biggest businesses are already becoming bankrupt and closing down. And just an example, this month alone, the company has already closed its Star Wars-themed hotel. Occupancy has collapsed at such an exponential rate in the recent months, as Disney is still struggling to fill a single dinner service. If you look at the recent online reviews, the hotel sadly looks so deserted, thereby making the attending few guests paying more than what they should be paying. Disney has already shut another Walt Disney Resort in Orlando, Florida for good. Over the past couple of months, Disney has also shut many of its retail stores. Reports are even saying that Disney shut all the stores in Chicago back in September 2022. New Jersey too went dark, as 4 of the 5 Disney stores were closed. The company also confirmed that all of its Canadian locations would be shut right after it announced that all its stores in the UK would close doors, but with the exception of 2 flagship stores in London's Oxford Street and in Dublin. The company also reported earlier this year that it will close 20 of its brick-and-mortar stores by the end of the year as part of its new reorganization plan. You may be thinking that these closings are the company's biggest problem. But no, that's only but a fraction of it. This enterprise is facing a media industry struggle, talk of the still recovering box office, skeptical shareholders, management changes and layoffs, cable subscriptions, and the already growing labor disputes with the employees. Actually, that might be a too heavy burden for CEO Iger to handle. With the revenue standing at $4.1 billion and expenditures at $6.4 billion, the company is officially in a great debt. In the past quarter alone, it wrote down $1.474 billion in losses, all related to its streaming services. In the coming months, we should expect the earnings of this company to fall by 30% from last year. Moving to the labor sector, this company is currently struggling to calm the ongoing labor disputes that are only getting far more intense than expected. The union and file workers in the company are voting at 96% against a contract offer from Disney that would have given them hourly raises of $1 a year over the next 5 years. The unions are demanding an immediate raise of $3 an hour for members. The unions are even saying that the current wages of about $15 per hour are not enough to live in the Orlando area, even when working full-time. So, how did the company respond to this? It has announced that it will begin laying off staff this month. This will mark the second round of job cuts before the summer that will see 7,000 roles slashed. According to a memo from IKEA, the job cuts are part of a broader suite of cost-cutting measures totaling a $5.5 billion. In this coming month, we should expect another round of layoffs and thousands of workers will be forced to go home. According to Iger, he says that they have made this difficult decision of reducing the number of workers by approximately 7,000 jobs as part of a strategic realignment of their company, including the improvement cost-saving measures necessary for creating a more effective, coordinated, and streamlined approach to the business. It is quite saddening to experience how the cost of living is taking away some of the best experiences we enjoy with our families. Americans are now having to use the little they have on basic necessities instead of luxuries. It is our deepest prayer that companies and businesses set up conditions that will enable them to thrive in the current environment without setting price measures for goods and services that most people won't be able to meet. What are your suggestions on the same? Please don't forget to share with us your suggestions in the comment box below. Therefore, here comes the end of our video today. We hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up. If you are new here, just don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you get notified on any of our future uploads. Thank you for watching, and let's meet in our next video.